Clash of Clans, and welcome to another exciting episode where today we address the strangely short CWL. Right now, they told us that it's because it's a short month that we only have 5 wars, but going back to past history of CWL, I'm pretty sure this has not been the case in previous Februaries, right? So what's going on over here? I don't know. Now, my theory is that possibly, just possibly, Supercell realizes that players may feel that an entire week of CWL battling is simply too much to handle. Maybe many players are missing some of their attacks. That is something only Supercell can see. We can see it in our individual clans, but overall, obviously, Supercell has the big picture. So possibly, also, could it be player fatigue in Clash of Clans in general? Is it possible that players are just starting to get bored and less engaged with the content? Looking back at the last few Supercell Clash of Clans big, quote, air quotes, big updates, we see that maybe there hasn't been the coolest new stuff added to the game. Right now, obviously, CWL was big, clan games were big, the gold pass was huge. Those are the type of things that we need for everybody. Almost any town hall level, 7 and up in a lot of cases, but almost everybody can get a chance to be included. So when is something else like this coming to Clash? And what is it going to be? Obviously, we know that Darian, who is a master at evading the answer to questions that he doesn't want to answer, like some sort of politician, has kind of, sort of, in a way, hinted towards the possibility of the existence of something like a huge game-changing update, something much bigger, much better than just new levels, new troops, or a new town hall level coming to the game soon. And hopefully this is something that encompasses all of those things that many of us feel are lacking, and that is, something that brings players together, not necessarily global, but just a way for clans to interact more closely and for players to be a little bit more interdependent, 50-cent word, upon each other. And that means that they're going to need each other. We need other players to be online. We need to interact with other players, whether it be a group goal or something tied to player activity. I don't know what it's going to be, but it needs to be something along those lines in order to keep the game moving in the right direction. Now, let's be honest, of course, Clash of Clans has been in a decline of activity and popularity since about 2016. It's just not what it used to be as the game ages, and that's to be expected. And that takes me to my next point and my next question, and that is, what do you guys think about all of these new Clash spin-offs? Clash Heroes, Clash Quest, Clash Mini, Clash Junior, Clash Forever. Okay, fine, the last two I made up myself, but I'm just saying it seems like there's a lot of other games coming out based upon the IP of Clash of Clans. Obviously, that's what Clash Royale is as well. Clash of Clans is the beginning, the nucleus, the big bang of Clash IP that has expanded all over the world, began with Clash of Clans, and in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, not based upon any sort of other outside information that I may or may not have, I see all of these other games, including Everdale, right? Everdale also under development under the Supercell hood. I have a feeling that they're all going to go global, okay? Now, this is in part because of the fact that Supercell is now owned by Tencent, which is a massive Chinese company, and also why we have seen the introduction of Lunar New Year in such a big way for the past few years in Clash of Clans. But I feel like Tencent worries about the bottom line, whereas Supercell used to only put out what we would call billion-dollar home runs, meaning games like Clash of Clans, Clash Royale, Brawl Stars, that just absolutely knocked it out of the park and became worldwide hits that many millions of players play every single day. Games that are going to be sustainable for years to come. It would shock me if any of those 3 titles I mentioned weren't around 5 years from now. So, is that the case with these other games that are coming? We've seen so many games die in beta with Supercell, but I feel like maybe at some point, maybe even this year, Supercell, Tencent come together and they realize, hey, we don't need to hit a home run every single time. we can do well hitting a bunch of ground rule doubles. And sorry for all the baseball analogies, but you get the point, right? So yes, that's what I feel like is coming. I don't necessarily think that any of these Clash Heroes Quest Mini are going to be home runs, but they are well-made games. They are smooth, they are fun if you like that type of game, and I think that they are probably going to go global. It might take another year and a half before we see all of them in the app stores, but I do think that's probably the eventual plan. Now, I could be completely wrong. I may be way off base here, but it just feels like that is what is happening. We have never seen so many games under public development by Supercell. So many games that are in alpha or beta, open or closed, whatever you want to call it, but they're coming, and especially Everdale feels super polished, like it's very close to being released. Clash Quest as well, Mini and Heroes a little bit further out. Heroes probably the most far out as far as all of the games, but coincidentally, it's also the one I am looking forward to the most right now. So we'll have to see. We'll have to wait and see what's happening. And then in the meantime, I put all of this discussion over a bunch of current CWL attacks that are the same old dog food, right? Despite the recent updates and the recent balancing, we are still seeing air absolutely dominate the entire game. And about 90% of the successful CWL attacks that I've seen so far in these upper leagues have been by air. And again, I don't know if that's just my opinion because I like ground better and I miss it, or if that's the way that more players feel. It's so hard to get a good sense of what is going on in Clash as far as things like that, because no matter how wide you think your view is of Clash, maybe you are on Reddit all the time, you're on YouTube, you follow a bunch of content creators, you're in a family of clans, it's still a very limited view of the game. I mean, just look at the World Championships and see all of the different countries that brought different styles of attacks, and there are many millions of players in many other countries besides yours that are having an opinion about Clash, and what that opinion might be, well, we just have to wait and see if Supercell is taking a closer look at the activity of the game, and perhaps again, that is why we've seen a shorter CWL. I'm calling BS on the whole idea that it has to be 5 days because February's shorter, okay? I'm pretty sure, and I've been around for a year or two, I'm pretty sure last February had the same number of days as this February. Okay, I'm not positive, but I'm pretty sure. So, you know, it's one of those things where we just have to wait and see. I know everybody is excited for another update. I definitely am, and I'm ready. I'm sitting on the edge of my seat. I've got my popcorn out, and I want to see what they've got in plan. What is in store for us behind door number 3 in 2022? We're just going to have to wait a little bit longer and see. In the meantime, we've got the Gold Pass, CWL, and Clan Games, and hopefully, let me just bring this up one more time. I know I feel like I'm beating a dead horse, but hopefully, Clash is going to do something for Legend League players. There needs to be something up there. I tell you, a Legend League shop needs to exist. It is my #1 request for the game. The problem is, and this, again, I have to go back and repeat myself, it's that smaller percentage of players that are in Legend League that care about that. Just like there's a small percentage of players that are maxed out Town Hall 14s, there's a small percentage of players that want to be Town Hall 9 forever, or maybe you're Town Hall 10, maybe you're a 12 and you're afraid to go to 13. You never know, and that's the problem. We have to just wait and see what the number crunchers at Supercell break down to be the most important thing to work on in the game. And I feel like at this point I'm kind of repeating myself, but I ran out of things to say. So we'll wrap up the video there. I hope I didn't get too far off of the subject, but let me know in the comments. Give me your feedback, Galafam, because I value it. Now get out there, make the best of the rest of your day, month, week, and year, and I hope to see every last one of you back here again tomorrow for more full attacks.
Galadon, do you ever stop talking, man? You just talk. It's exhausting.